Welcome back to the program. Again, just thrilled that you're joining me. I want to start you off with the thought. Behavior is the highest form of communication. It's not just the words we use. Actually, 93% of communication is nonverbal. In this program, you're going to explore several key points about communication and the challenges of communicating effectively. There are two very important components that make up communication. Part one is all about the messages you send. This part of the program covers the multi-layered structure of our communications and the simultaneous messages you may not realize you're sending. The difficulty we sometimes have connecting with others and how important it is to follow up and make sure that you really wanted to say what you said. We'll also look at the need to measure your communication effectiveness by continually assessing your communication skill level. Part two is all about the messages you receive from others. This part of the course covers how you use the skill of listening and how the skill determines what you actually hear. How you can assess your current skill level when it comes to listening is covered, as well as how you can immediately improve your listening skills by listening with care. A helpful tool to have and use during any conversation with someone else. We start by conducting a communication experiment. Communication is critical to positive relationships, whether in business or our personal lives. Effective communication skills are vital for us to live a fulfilling life because we are continuously interacting with others, giving and receiving messages. But despite the importance of communicating effectively, communication skills are very misunderstood in human behavior and one of the most challenging skills to use successfully. I would like for you to take out your notebook and draw what I say. You ready? Listen to the directions for drawing an image and draw the image as described. And here's a clue. It will be an animal. Okay, here we go. Draw a head. Add eyes. Add a mouth. Add pointy ears. Add whiskers. Draw an oval body. Draw a long curly tail. Draw 4 legs. Draw 4 paws. So what'd you get? What animal did you draw? Did it look like this? What prevented us from creating the exact drawing? How does this activity relate to the topic of communication? Excellent communication is the ability to send someone a message and have that message be accurately received. Unfortunately, often the receiver of a message hears and understands something different than what the sender was communicating. This makes communication very susceptible to misunderstandings and often conflict. We therefore must accept the challenge and responsibility that comes with effectively communicating with those around us. It's not easy. And sometimes it seems a little too difficult. Communication can be defined as the need to impart thoughts, opinions, or information by speech or writing to others. Yet despite this need, it's difficult to truly express what you see, think, and feel because you are communicating from your own unique perspective as an individual. George Bernard Shaw once said, "The problem with communication is the illusion that it has been accomplished." That's because communication involves both the sharing of the information and the receiving of information. Between these two ends, many messages, not just one, are being sent and received. Let's look further at communication by exploring a conceptual model that helps us in its multi-layered intricacies. Take out the worksheet titled The 4 Sides of Communication. As you can see from this representation of communication by German psychologist and interpersonal communication expert Friedemann Schulz von Thun, the messages you are sending and receiving are comprised of 4 sides. Listen to the overview of the 4 sides of communication. Underline or highlight on your worksheet the key points that resonate with you most. You can find the link below this video. Did you listen to the 4 sides of communication? Awesome. We have the top side, which are the facts. This is the information, facts, or data being conveyed. The top side of a message contains some kind of information or data that you are trying to convey to somebody else. This is part of a message that is most apparent through verbal signals. The second side is the self-revelation side. This is what the sender is saying about him or herself. In addition to factual information, every message also contains information about the sender. The sender is always giving away something about him or herself. The second side of a message gives hints about what is going on inside the sender, such as how he sees himself and how he or she would like to be seen by others. This may occur in an explicit or implicit way. Usually it is implicit in the form of unattended self-disclosure. The bottom side, relationship. This is how the sender relates to the receiver. Every message also says something about the relationship between the sender and the receiver, what they feel for each other, and how they are connected with each other. This side of the message is also expressed through tone of voice, gestures, and facial expressions, through nonverbal signals. The fourth side is appeal. This is what the sender wants to affect on the part of the receiver. A message is not sent without a reason or intention behind it. Generally, it is linked with a wish to influence the other person in some way. The sender expects not only that his or her message will be received and understood, but also that the recipient will react in some way and take some sort of action as a result. Pause this video and look at the examples that illustrate this model. Because of these different sides, a message can be meant one way by the sender and understood another way by the receiver. This is often the reason for miscommunication with others. Connecting with someone can be challenging. That's why communication has rightly been called a two-way process, because it involves the sharing and the receiving of information. When communicating, we have to make sure that the message that was received was the same one we intended to give. We can't assume it. To communicate most effectively, then, we need to think about communication from the receiver's perspective. Often, it's not a lack of information that leads to poor communication, but the way our message was delivered and received. In most cases, we don't need to do more communication. We just need to do it better. We never really stop learning. And my friend, you are learning a lot. Great work. After you take a very much needed break and fill in your debrief questions, I'll catch you in the next lesson.